Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we are going to take a look at this beautiful 2023 BMW 430i Convertible. It's finished off in aventurine red metallic, and we will go over the MSRP once we get this out on the road, as well as go over all of the features and specs for this particular convertible. So we're going to start off with what powers this 430i. This has a 2-liter twin power turbo inline 4-cylinder engine paired to the 8-speed automatic transmission. It pumps out 255 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque. That power sent to the rear wheels. It weighs in right around 3,500 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds, top speed of 130. It also has a fuel capacity just over 15 gallons. You'll expect to see around 26 miles per gallon in the city and 34 out on the highway. So if you want a fun, sporty convertible that's also going to be fuel efficient, this is definitely a great option. So let's move on to the exterior styling now, where this has the kidney grille finished off in chrome. It has some brush trim accents running throughout the middle, along with the parking sensors, even active grille shutters. So those sections in the back will open to provide some more aerodynamics and cooling to that engine. Along with the cutouts on both sides, there's even functional cutouts for better aerodynamics, finished off in gloss black on each end, which is nice to see. There's the LED headlights with the LED DRLs and turn signals with a nice sleek housing to them. I really like how this front end comes together, along with the clean lines that run down the hood. And as we work our way to the side, 19-inch wheels, split 5-spoke design to them, which have a great accent against this red. There's also the body-colored side mirrors with the integrated turn signal, the soft top for the convertible. I think it looks good either way. If you want to see it with the top down, check out the full review where I go over how the top operates. Really nice lines running down the side too. I love the indentions in the lower side skirts, along with the line just underneath the door handle. And then for the rear, third brake light is mounted on the top of the trunk. There's also the BMW badge with the backup camera, LED taillights with a nice design, all the parking sensors, even gloss black in the diffuser with that dual exhaust system. So with the exterior wrapped up, you can use the button on the key fob to access the trunk, or just use the electronic button up underneath. What I love about this 430i is that you don't have to hinder any of this storage with the top down. So you can see all the way to the back seats there. That is all fixed. The top folds up in the upper section, which is nice to see. You can even fold down the back seats from the back area. So if you need to put in some longer, thinner items, you have the option to do that. There's also some components over on that driver's side. There's a 12-volt and a net on the passenger side. So with all this stuff that you can see, it's a little bit tight, but it's nice that you do have that amount of space even for the convertible. Now, as we work our way to the interior, of course you can lock and unlock it using the door handle there. And this has a beautiful leather interior, brushed aluminum on the release handle, all of the window controls. You can even raise and lower them with the push of one button, which is awesome to see. Memory seating, this has the Harman Kardon sound system. There's the trunk release and a little bit of storage too. Now, as we make our way to the back seats first, simply just pull on that, and that front seat will make its way forwards, giving you plenty of room to hop into the back. So at 5'10", I actually have a good amount of space. So I really like how versatile this is, even for full-size adults. You get air vents, all the climate adjustments, USB-Cs. There's cup holders right in the middle, even a small armrest and a little bit of storage on both sides. And you can actually get a cut through to the trunk. So there is a wind diffuser right here, or deflector, that you store behind the seat. But if you remove that, you can actually get access to the trunk. So I really like that. And then as far as visibility goes with the top up, it's really not all that hard to see. It feels very, very open for your backseat passengers, which I love to see. And then we can let that seat go all the way back to the position it was at. They are automatic seats, but there is the manual adjustment right there if you need a little bit more leg comfort. And then as we hop into this BMW now, with my foot on the brake, we can fire this up. This does have remote start too, so if you need to use that, it is something that is easy to set up. As we look at the digital gauge cluster now, on the left side is the fuel gauge, along with miles per hour. The tach and engine temperature are on that right side. You can also go through a lot more info using this button on the top of the turn signal stock. So you can pull up your horsepower and torque, look at those in a live readout there. You can also pull up the G-force meter. There's the music. You can look at what gear the vehicle is in along with the driving mode. Even look at a live readout for the MPG. And then the map always stays right in the middle. I think that's a great touch. Just makes it very helpful just to see the roads and what's coming up. Now, this steering wheel is completely covered in solid black leather. It's also a heated steering wheel too. Cruise control is on this left side. Volume and tuning is on the right side, along with the Bluetooth controls. And if I push on these 3 buttons here, that can go through the audio. So you have adjustments there. This even has the brushed aluminum paddle shifters, matches the rest of the aluminum for the steering wheel. All the headlight and parking lights are on this left side, along with 1 air vent. And then right in the middle, you have a lot more information to go through. This is the home setting, basically, or home screen, where you have navigation, you have music and phone. You can swipe over and look at some more of this information. You can even add more info, just depending on what you'd like to see. And on this left side, these are all presets. So you have media and phone, along with navigation. You can go into car. And to further go through this info, I'll switch down to all of these down below. So you have shortcuts, map, navigation, home with the rotary dial, so you can quickly go through all of this. If I go into the driving information, you can go into the sport displays and monitor all this information, which is pretty cool to see. This isn't too sports oriented, but it's nice that you have those if you want to do some performance driving. You can monitor all of that data information, even go into all of these settings, just so you can monitor all of this and set it up the way that you'd like to. There's different driver profiles, even the owner's manual. And then you also have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, along with some other apps, depending on what you'd like to store for your BMW. Now under that, there's more brushed aluminum, along with a shortcut to the intelligent safety. So these are all these standard safety features for this 430i. And underneath that button is another LCD screen for all the climate adjustments. So we have the dual temperature, along with where you'd like the air to go. These are even heated seats too. So those are on each side, along with some other AC and recircs. Power and volume for the radio is just underneath that, along with all the presets and tuning. And underneath this cover, there's the wireless charging pad. This model also has the BMW digital key card. You can use that in place of the key fob, which is nice. There's 2 cup holders, a 12 volt and a USB. And if I close that up, look at the beautiful wood trim. It surrounds all of the controls right in the middle, where we can move on to the center shifter now. By engaging in reverse, you will see the backup camera up here, along with the sensors on that right side. If we put it in a drive and pop it into M, that allows us to use these paddle shifters, and then park is located just behind that. There's traction control, along with the parking sensors, even the engine start-stop feature, and then a few different driving modes. So we have sport, you have a few different settings there. There's also comfort, and then Eco Pro, pretty standard for BMW. There's even the auto hold, the electronic parking brake. This even gets heated headrests. So when you have the top all the way down, which we will put down in today's video, you can have your head nice and toasty. And then right in the middle, we have the center armrest with a good amount of storage where you can place all of those items. And then the glove box has even more room where you can place all of that information. With the top up, really no blind spots, so it is easy to see in all directions. But now, let's go ahead and get this 430i out on the road. We will pop it back into the sport mode. I am very impressed with the paddle shifters for this vehicle, because this is, like I mentioned earlier, not a performance-oriented vehicle, but the paddles are incredibly responsive, and I love how BMW does that. You may not be using these paddles that often in this type of vehicle, but if you need to downshift, you need a little bit more power, you can quickly do that. And now we don't have anyone behind us. We can roll the top down, which doesn't take that long to do. You don't have to be stopped either. I believe it's right around 20 miles an hour or so, where you can quickly do this. And once it beeps at us, I think we're good. We are good to go. I am going to put all of the windows up just for the audio purposes, and I love how you can use that one button in order to do that. And it's a little bit loud. We have some of the headrest on at the moment for that plastic there. But aside from that, it is actually very comfortable and enjoyable to drive. With the windows up, it is There's really no cross breeze, obviously, but with the top down, I have the heated headrests on, so that way I can be nice and toasty even on a cold day like it is today. So it is very, very comfortable and enjoyable, as you would expect. Now, if you have the windows all down, obviously you're getting that full top-down experience, which if you're buying this, obviously that is what you are buying it for, to be able to do that and enjoy this. So with it in sport mode again, we will do one last acceleration. Handling is pretty good too, so it's nice to see that. And mild acceleration, we're up to speed. Definitely a cool convertible. If you're in the market for a BMW, you want something that it's a little bit more expensive than the average BMW or average new car vehicle, but it's something that you're interested in. I think it offers a lot. Very practical, or it can be very practical if you want to drive this every single day. But that is going to wrap it up for this 2023 BMW 430i Convertible. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake. Check out their link. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoy it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.